In the description of this video, you'll find another video of Prince Charles, now King Charles, explaining his understanding of the philosophy of perennialism, also known as traditionalism. Many people who have kept up with the life of King Charles have assumed him to be a multicultural secularist, especially because of instances such as retitling himself from defender of the faith to just defender of faith, implying that he is not only defending Anglican Christianity, but religion as a whole. However, to assume that Charles is a secularist because of his actions and words would not paint an accurate picture. As I have already said, Charles has been heavily invested in and influenced by traditionalist philosophy, a branch of the perennialist philosophy. Traditionalism, in this sense, is a philosophy that claims that all of the major religious traditions trace their origins back to a single primordial tradition that has since broken down into multiple other religions. Its most well-known proponents include figures such as René Guénon, Aldous Huxley, Fridtjof Schuon, and Julius Evola. These figures taught that in a traditional society, everything, from art to politics to private life, was oriented upwards towards the divine, but in modern society is oriented entirely towards material progress. King Charles seems to share this view, believing that the modern world no longer strives to be closer to God, but simply to advance their own superficial goals. When he was younger, Charles was encouraged by a college friend to get into Carl Jung and religions outside of Christianity. He learned much about psychology and esoteric views, so it's not a shock that he eventually came to read into traditionalism. His interest in Jung further led him to Laurens van der Post, a South African writer who believed that much wisdom could be found in tribal cultures and their religions. Van der Post once told Charles that in a world lacking religious symbolism, one very important symbol withstood the test of time, that symbol being the crown. By the 80s, Charles was strongly pushing for traditional architectural design and environmentalist policies, but with a far more esoteric dimension to it than the average architectural conservative or liberal environmentalist. As time went on, he came under more and more suspicion for praising Islam, specifically by claiming that within Islam were teachings lost to Christianity. It perhaps is not that surprising that a monarch living in the modern world would embrace such a philosophy like perennialism. For within a monarchy, it has been traditionally held that they were at the top of an upwards moving hierarchy, a hierarchy leading all the way up to God. And furthermore, it was believed among many pre-modern civilizations that the king was the closest to God and chosen to rule by God. The status of a monarch has always been surrounded with myths and legends, so if there was anyone who would embrace such a complex philosophy, it would be a king. King Charles does not seem to view his place in society as a political leader the way King Henry VIII might have, or as a mere ceremonial symbol of England the way Queen Elizabeth II might have, but as a spiritual leader of England, not merely the leader of the Anglican Church, but all religious traditions within England. It is safe to assume that King Charles is possibly one of the most esoteric leaders in the world right now. To close, I would like to read a quote from the man himself. "The future of mankind can be assured only if we rediscover ways in which to live as a part of her nature, not apart from her." Thank you for watching, and goodbye.